I wouldn't tell you I seen it coming, but I seen it coming.
You ain't see it coming like
You
that
know,
though.
I ain't see it coming like that. I feel like we'll win, but
I can
I
see
kind
that.
of I kind of felt that because the home field advantage they've been having. I know Jalen Hurts ain't been looking that good, and I honestly feel like we should have won the first game. To be quite honest with you, I know you hear me say that a lot to you. If it wasn't just for a little 1 and 2, 3 plays, man, you know what I'm saying? Dak love to play the Eagles. Love to play the Eagles. I always shine against the Eagles, man. They ain't nothing abnormal. Ain't nothing we ain't never seen before. I didn't think that Jalen Hurts was gonna play as bad as he played. Man, I'm happy that defense played pretty damn decent. Those fumbles that was going on, man, like people like, oh, I heard a lot of Eagles saying, if we didn't turn the ball over, hold on now. I understand if y'all was getting hit and the ball happened to pop out on some random. No, bro, we was going out there pulling that ball up out the pocket. We went in your pants and pulled the goddamn me phone out, stole it, took it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That was good defense, man. That's stuff that you get practice. It's literally stuff you practice. Look like we had a better practice week than they did because they must definitely weren't expecting it, you know what I'm saying, to come from behind pulling the ball out, man. And this from they stars, bro. They stars. The best players on their on their offense. We talking about, D Smith, we talking about AJ Brown, and we talking about Hurts. I always say Hurts got a fumbling problem. That's what he do. It's what he known for. He got a big fumbling problem. We got an Eagles fan that say, well, he not losing the ball. Yes, he is. He doing both. He fumbling in, fumble loss. Both of them the bad thing. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say about it. But happy for the win. Hate to say, I still feel like the Eagles may win that number one seed because they got an easy cupcake schedule planned it out perfectly for them right now. So the Cowboys already played their cupcakes, so now it's time for them to play some good team. Um, it's gonna be a little tough, but this year that's exactly what I want before you go to the playoffs. Play tough teams, and when you get to the playoffs, you already been playing them. Kind of get that same kind of drive. The Eagles they ain't gonna be able to. They're gonna be playing a little couple trash teams. So we see how it end up. Go Dak, MVP by the way.
Ah, well, if I can just put my two cents, I expected y'all to win this game just because I've been the one of few that's been saying I don't really like how Philly been looking lately. And even earlier, like in the season, I was like, okay, this is not the same team. We just look at the players that they've lost on the defensive side of the ball. And then on top of that, I'm a firm believer that coordinators do matter in certain
Hmm.
systems. And in the Philly system, I think they missed both of them coordinators and ended up getting jobs after that Super Bowl. I feel like
Hmm.
if they could at least have one of them niggas there, they would be all right. Because offensively, I really can't see how they're too much different outside of the running back with DeAndre Swift and Miles Sanders. I feel like all the linemen are still there. You clearly still got the receivers. You got your QB. You just paid them, but they clearly
Hmm.
don't look the same. But me personally, I definitely feel like they would much rather want that defensive coordinator back because that defense does not look the same.
Yeah,
It
man,
just
this shit
don't.
bad.
If you just look at the way that the Eagles still, for the most part, besides these last 2 weeks, have been able to put points up on the board, I think they would much rather like to have that defensive coordinator they had last year to try to keep niggas from scoring because they giving up too many goddamn points, and if they can't score, then they pretty much out the game because they secondary is so bad. I don't feel like they rush is the same because they did lose a couple players last year in the offseason. And I just don't see where they go from here. Yeah, they signed Shaq Leonard, but still don't. You need secondary help. It's one thing if you know your line is good. I feel like when it comes to a defense, if you're gonna be bad at something, you have to at least be good at the other parts. If you're gonna be, bad on your D line, you got to be good at your linebacker play and your secondary. If you're gonna be bad in your secondary, you got to be good at your line and your middle linebacker and so on and so forth. Like you can't be bad at two things. You have to be good or great in two parts of your defense in order to be all right. That way, the two can account for the other. If you got a bad secondary, well, your pass rush can create so much pressure to where, it'll make your job a whole lot easier on the secondary. Or if your secondary is just so good and you ain't got a pass rush, you know that your corners and DBs are good. I mean, your corners and safeties are good enough to stick with their players down the field that they can hold up. And then you still got linebackers that can cover the middle of the field if your pass rush ain't all that. But the Eagles don't have a good linebacker core, and they don't have a good secondary. That's too much.
Right.
That's too much.
And they supposed to have some names. What do they say? What happened to Darius Slay, man? I thought he was all pro. What happened?
Shit, nigga. He might be the only good thing over there.
Darius Slay, Bradbury, James Bradbury. What's going on?
Bradbury's not playing good. Bayard that they picked up's not playing good. We're looking at that Shaq Leonard, and it's like, don't get me wrong. I understand it's like, his first game, but I'm like, bro, this ain't.
I told you when I watched this tape, I said, man, he ain't look too fast. That's why the coach kind of
looked. And the thing about it is, bro,
like it looked very, very slow.
Man, I don't know.
Very, very slow, bro. That's exactly how he looked when I was watching the tape. I said, my God. Like, all I would have did for him if he came to the boys, I'm putting you down and just drive straight down and stop the run up front. I don't want you doing nothing else to be able to be exposed. I'm trying to make you go straight down. Run plays. Come on. He can't run backwards, sideways. He ain't look good. Oh, his tackling angles were horrible. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, this ain't even the same Darius Leonard that we used to. The back injuries kind of messed him up, bro. Like, that back can do something to you, though. It really changed you up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for sure. That back will mess with you.